morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I'm your host today, Joanne. I am the Director of Marketing and Life Training here with Legendary Marketer. As many of you know, there is a rather massive hurricane heading right towards Dave, a number of our team members here at Legendary Marketer. So please keep them in your thoughts, your prayers, well wishes. I know Dave has moved to a location where he's more inland so that him and his family are safe, but they still will be going through a lot with this storm. And hopefully he is back showing his beautiful smiling face with all of you next week. But as this hurricane hits, please keep everyone in Florida in your thoughts and prayers for sure. But I have the absolute pleasure of chatting with someone this morning that I think is amazing. I've had the pleasure of meeting her before, and you all are going to just love her to death the second you meet her. I already know it. But before I bring her on, because I'm going to tease her a little bit more, a few housekeeping items. I can see her backstage. We're going to have fun on this interview. I already can tell. If you would like to get a notification of every time we go live with a direct link right to our live stream here on Facebook, you can head over to legendarymarketer.com/WUL. It will redirect you right into a broadcast room for Facebook that's connected to our official Facebook page. And once you join that broadcast room, you'll get one notification Monday through Friday with a quick little blurb about the episode of the day with a direct link to join us live or watch the replay. You'll be able to do either. So head over to legendarymarketer.com/WUL. I've seen a lot of comments about our mentorship program. There's been people talking about, well, what's this free call? Yesterday, we had a guest on who shared that what the complimentary call was what changed everything for her in her business and gave her some insight, which is awesome. I love that. That was the purpose of the call. You can grab yours. All you need to do is email Dave at legendarymarketer.com with the subject accountability or free call, and you will be connected to one of our mentors for a complimentary deep dive 30-minute. Let's see where you're at right now, give you some tips of how to keep moving forward in your business. Take advantage of it. It's awesome. A lot of people are just eating it up and loving it that go on these calls. So definitely hit Dave up, email Dave at legendarymarketer.com with the subject accountability, or you can just put free call if you don't want to type in accountability. If it's too big of a word for you, we got you. It's all good. It's all good. All right. I'm looking over at our comments. I see new faces. I see regulars. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Joanne, Will. I love it. Granny Sherry is here. All right. Please help me welcome Justina to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Joanne.
How
This
are you?
is so fun.
I know. I love it. Okay. So I'm going
We'll
to
do the same thing. It's so funny.
we're going to copy each other. We're going to mimic.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I'm going to give a quick rundown and then we're going to go through it. So you've been at Mastermind. You're in the gifting niche. You're in e-commerce. You do affiliate marketing, right? Where we got checks. We got lots of things going on. We got niches going on. We got different streams of income going on. And you got just a rockin' personality, and I can't wait. Let's do this, bad boy.
I paid you a lot of money to say that. That's like so sweet. I mean, besides a bit of the facts, but that's really sweet.
Oh, so give us let's go back. How did we even start with anything online? Like, what were you looking for? What was going on in your life? Did it fall in your lap? Or, what was happening there?
Well, way back to e-commerce is where we'll start because I'm getting older, Joanne. We could
Right.
go way back. It could go further. Now, I don't know. I guess it did kind of fall in my lap because I was thinking I needed something. Should I go right back to how it all was like poof?
Yeah.
Okay, here's how it went. I needed to get out of this job that I was in because they fired my bosses, fired my team, fired my everything. And they said, well, hey, here's the deal. You're still going to make great money. Your cushy little job, it'll still be fantastic. And I kept thinking, back in Canada where I lived, you could do a couple bad things like drinking and other things because it's legal there. So I remember telling my boss specifically, I'm like, are you like drunk? And are you also a little bit smoking something? Because how will I ever keep up this lifestyle like this and this income with what you're doing to me? And he's like, it'll be fine. So for 18 months, I begged him to let me go. And so every day he'd call and I'd be like, is today the day? And he's like, no, Justina, like you still work for us. I'm like, well, rats. Well, in the middle of this, I was like, well, it's a bit sad.
Are you
And
firing
so,
me today? All right, I'll keep working.
okay, I'll keep working fine. Back at it. So I was like, I kept going. It was literally 18 months. And in the middle of the 18 months, I had this lovely boyfriend that turned into a fiance at the time, and we were all excited. But that turned into COVID, which turned into like not so fun. So wanting to get fired, wanting to get let go, um, getting engaged, and then wanting to build a gift. It's just started how it all started. I wanted to build a gift for my bridesmaids that I could be like, well, everything that I know about each of my girls, I want to tell them to be in the wedding party. And I wanted it to be very unique to them. So I go online and I find this awesome spot. And of course, living in Canada at the time, this company is only located in the US. So I find this out as I spent hours and hours like scouring this and I'm like, I've got everything. I'm about to hit like buy. And they're like, sorry, we don't ship to Canada. And I'm like, bloody hell. So what am I going to do? So I turned to my fiance. I was a bit sad. And I said, like this company seems like there isn't anything like this in Canada. I would have found it if there was. I'll have to look. So lo and behold, I went online and I was like, how to build gift box companies. So that's how it all began. I turned to my husband. He's like, why don't you just build it? And I'm like, why don't I just build it? And then we like basically turned to each other and I'm like, fine. So I did. And that's how it began.
I freaking love that. I love everything about that. It was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna just go find another website to buy from. You're like, you know what? It's not here. I can't find it. It won't ship it. I'm not buying from anything else. I'm building my own.
I'm building my own, dang it. So that's it. I come up with a whole bunch of other colorful metaphors to watch my swearing mouth today because if
Mhm.
Dave was around, he would know that he would help my problem of swearing. You
Oh,
correct it, you see, because I don't
that's
want to.
funny because I am a potty mouth. I'm probably the biggest potty mouth here at Legendary.
Oh, well, we might give each other a run for their money, but I promised Eric that I'd watch my mouth today, so it's gonna be fine. So that's how JustBox came to be, but it's so funny because I know what you're probably gonna ask me next. You're like, well, how'd you find Legendary, or did you find Legendary?
Mhm.
Matter of fact, Joanne, I did. So I was like rolling through things thinking, well, there's a move coming in my life. Like I knew that I had to kind of disappear from Canada because my husband's American. So after, we finally built this company in Canada, launched it, was an immediate success, an overwhelming success. I had no idea that people would be this excited. Like I wasn't even as excited as some of the people were. So I was like, well, of course I was excited, but it became a lot of work as it does. Like a company, you're fully involved. I had to like pay off family, like nieces and nephews to come work for me during the holidays. Actually, if
Right?
they're watching this, they'll know that I never paid them a single thing.
You're
So
paying them with hugs, love, and
yeah, or I probably gave them like a
wishes.
sparkle. I gave them a sparkle card from JustBox and
There we
they
go.
were fine.
Yep.
But when the move came, when we knew that we were going across to Canada, from Canada to the US, and not just the US, like we're deep south. I'm like looking down south at the hurricane right now. We're actually not far from it, but So meanwhile, I meant to say when we started that I'm thinking of all the people. We have some friends and family, including Dave down there, hoping that they'll be fine because it's a bit scary. The weather in the
Yeah.
US, it's not fooling. Mm-mm.
No, U.S. weather doesn't mess around.
No, it's big. It's really big.
Always a fun whammy on wherever you're at, right? Different.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you think you're safe up there. Good luck. You're not. You just don't know what'll whip through there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. What were we saying?
We were talking
Legendary.
about how you found legendary. What were you were so you were moving, you were now coming to the States. Your business
Yes.
was in Canada.
Right. So I had to dissolve that, had to like come here. And I was like snooping around, being like, well, that's good. I knew I was gonna, rebuild JustBox here in the US. But of course, an e-commerce store with no experience, like I'm Canadian, like I talk funny and I do weird things and I'll say y'all, and that sounds even weirder out my mouth. So I had to relearn everything about the US, about how money was. Like I wrote in my ebook that I was like, I was so broke and I had like a credit score that was so bad that I couldn't even like get gas, like that kind of bad. Like, I'm like,
Oh
could you just
boy.
give me a little bit of gas? Because you start from zero. You start like you're 12. I mean, I am 12 with like 10 years experience. So that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
how it started. So I go online and I start all seeing these like stay-at-home moms that are like making money online. And I'm thinking, well, I don't have the stay-at-home mom part, but I have like two feral dogs. So I thought like that could also work a bit to my, I'm at home chasing them around. I think that with some toddlers, it could be equal. So I started seeing what they were doing. And as I was building the company and understanding how the laws worked and how things were, I thought, well, I need to do something also on the side, or what could it be that I could like add into, my e-commerce side? And that's when Legendary's like light bulb came on. And I thought, well, this is brilliant. Like all these, marketing things that would help my business, all the ways that you can actually reach your customers, all the things that, as I find out later, as we fast forward, Legendary puts in not only to like how to make money online, but also how to help my money work online and how my company can work online, if that makes sense, with the things
Absolutely.
that Legendary could tell me. So I guess it's kind of how it kind of came to be. I thought, well, stay-at-home mom, no, I didn't check that box, but I was at home and I was trying to launch the business and I needed to grow it because, like nobody even knows I'm here. Like the US is like, oh, one Canadian in town, like who cares about you? It was a lot easier in Canada. They word of mouth and it just kind of spread from one thing to another. But as I started learning the tools inside Legendary and taking the little challenge that started, back then, I think it was the 15-day challenge. I'm like, who's got that much time? Like, well, I do. So yeah. So that's how it came.
Oh, first of all, I love that you addressed thinking you had to be a stay-at-home mom for this to work. Like
Right.
that you thought that was it. That's you. There was only one person in the whole type of person
Right.
that could make anything online work.
Right.
And the
Had to be
reality is that's just one little slither of all the different people that are online following their passions, learning marketing skills. And I love that you saw, because this is the truth for any business. You can't have a business without marketing.
you cannot. You
It's
cannot.
it's not possible. So there's no business. I had this
Right.
discussion with my son yesterday. I'm like, no business can exist
Without
without
marketing.
marketing.
Yeah, they're not knocking on my door going, "Oh, hi, do you have something I need?" Like, what?
Right?
They're not knocking, they're, like, ringing the doorbell, like, "Is that what's happening?" They're not coming to come look for me, I have to go look for them. It's a bit of a humbling experience, I'll give you that, but yes, big talk about that, like, there's so many things to put in here because I madly in love with Eric, madly in love with the mentorship, which we can get into in a minute, but
Yeah.
also because just because you think you know something or "Okay, cool, I started a business," it's a big feat for sure, but you're never ever done growing, never.
Right.
What you need to learn from one country to the next is a thing too. Um, just how laws work, how what marketing's doing all the time. It's ever changing. Also, PS Legendary does that. You're obviously always on top of the. You know what I just noticed? Look at okay. So for all y'all watching, yes, it fell off last night. I these are
Show's
for
over. We can't go on. Her nail fell off last night.
we're gonna wrap it up. I mean, but is it gonna work? But I'll just keep it in here. So all these things that happen is that people don't realize that, yes, like I thought, okay, I have no story. I have nothing to tell. I'm not a stay-at-home
Mhm.
mom. I don't have no like nothing tragic. I mean, well, some people might think my life is tragic. I don't. I love it, but it doesn't have to take the, you know, the real sadness to be in
Mhm.
the area of growth. Like there's lots of places you just have to have that like stubborn personality. Thanks, mom. Um, because if you
That's really what it is. It comes down to grit and just
grit,
deciding no one's gonna tell me I can't do something.
I know. I hate the word no. Do you hate the word no?
I hate the word
I
no.
hate the word. My husband hates
It
that I
comes
hate the
from someone that I'm like, "You don't even know what you're talking about. I'm gonna
you
prove
got
you
nothing.
wrong."
Like
You got
exactly,
you got
exactly.
nothing, right?
You got nothing. No? What are you talking about? No just means like no for now. That's kind of how I feel.
Mhm.
If like, especially even growing here, growing the business, getting credit, getting a bank card. I remember I was so mad that that goes on to a whole nother thing. But all the things that came inside Legendary when I came into it, like it all started making sense from it all started making sense. As you grow through it, you learn through it, and you could never know enough. Even with having it here and launched and being successful, you'll never know enough. Whether
No,
it's
and
in the
I
e-commerce,
yeah, and I think that's just a good way to think about everything. Whether you're a coach for a sports team, I don't care what level of coach. If you think you know everything, you're the best coach in the world, that's the day your team's going to start losing because you're
yeah,
not
and it should
going
because
to grow yourself, right? And the
right,
same thing goes as an entrepreneur. I could probably say the same thing as an employee, which is also where we get really stagnant because we stop growing because we think, oh, just got to do these boxes.
yep,
And that's where
just plug away. Here we are.
away. This is what I'm gonna do for 30 years. And it's like, God, who wants
Very, very
we don't wanna
awful.
stay that way. But then
Right.
when we hear, "Oh, I gotta do work, I gotta make
Oh,
changes, I gotta grow," it feels
I gotta grow.
uncomfortable,
I gotta use this thing again. That's weird.
right?
I'm done that. No, I
Yeah.
mean, we're getting older every day, but I mean, it's a funny thing. I think, oh, well, you graduate school, you graduate college, because I went back to school late in life too. That's a Joanne, we only have like an hour. I mean, maybe an hour. There's so much to talk about. Like, where do we go? But
Mhm.
that's the thing. I think when you stop learning, you're dead. I feel like
100%.
that's fully me,
Yeah.
and I was never like that.
I think every like, you just lose who you are. Like,
Mhm.
why do you wanna stay I don't wanna be the same person exactly that I was last week. I
No, dear
wanna
God,
be
no.
better at something somehow or at working towards something. I wanna
Exactly.
feel like I'm working towards growth, working towards a better version all the time.
Oh gosh, isn't that the truth? And that's just it. And I wonder how some people just wake up each day and go like, live in the Stepford Wives of like, okay, here I am. I'm going to do this today because that's what I've always done. I could never do that. They don't talk like that, by the way, but I just added that voice for
I
them.
like
But
that because I do voices and I try not to do them on Wake Up Legendary.
no, we should do them all the time.
Now I might end up with my voices coming out because they started coming out at some masterminds and the team was like, "What is that?"
Who is that? Who is in there? Like, never mind. You don't need to know. That's actually so funny, but it's so true. Well, voices make everything better. Honestly, they
Right.
do. So you can add one in there, and I'll laugh
We'll just
hysterically.
keep rolling. We'll just keep rolling with it, you
That's
know?
it.
Yeah.
So exactly, it's also hard to like. There's so much to tell. The thing is, like, biggest thing or takeaway that I've got when I was inside Legendary is that the following of people, like, oh, like you see someone and you really want to be that person. Speaking of like grabbing a voice or like it's
Mhm.
just by accident that it's actually just like my love language. When I talk like you, I'm just in love with you. That's what that means. Like my husband, he thought I was mildly challenged when I started talking text, and I'm really not even texting. But I wanted to be like him. But we see people out there and we want to be like them. But the biggest thing is, even with my not so tragic weird story, you still have a story to tell. You still have ways to show who you are with your own niche and your own way and your own path. My path is as crazy as this hurricane rolling, and I'm not even joking. Like it
Yeah.
takes me everywhere in different places, and just wanting to change because I might not be where I wanted to be. I always think that there's going to be something out there, and now I'm actually pretty content of where I'm at. I've actually got probably too many things on my plate. Things are going, after hitting Legendary, meeting you guys and spending time there. Like I owe a lot of success to y'all. Y'all.
Y'all got a lot of success here, y'all. I love it. All
It's
right.
just
So let's talk about that because we have met. You were at Mastermind.
yes, ma'am.
And so how was that for you? How was the experience?
Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing. I think like everyone. Oh, P.S. By the way, I tweaked my back about 6 hours ago. So when I laugh, if it seems like I'm about to like fall off this chair, like what's with getting older, Joanne? Anyway, so if I look like
Well,
I'm,
if you fall off the chair, well,
yeah,
you just step right back up and we're
I'll
just gonna
hopefully
keep
grab the
going.
computer so I can still do it down on the ground. But
Okay,
yeah,
if you fall with the computer, I'm putting it in a clip and it's gonna be a reel today. I'm just gonna put that out
it's
there.
gonna be fantastic. I better
It'll be
put my
amazing.
seatbelt in. I'm not. It's so bad. You're a nuthead. Okay, so Legendary. It's a scam. I read it. I'm like, I Googled it. I trust pilot it. I was like, who are these people making this money? Who are they legit? Do I have to fly to their house and start spying on them? Like, is it real? Don't know. They're stay-at-home moms. Are they just like scamming it out? I couldn't get my finger on the pulse. I'd spent too many hours, more than I care to tell you about it, researching. I'm like, who's this Dave? Oh,
Mhm.
people, if I start telling people, they're going to think I'm crazy. It's a scam. You're ridiculous. You can't possibly make money like this. Who's making money like that? That's ridiculous. Well, turns out, well, here we are. So, I mean, scam schmam. I mean, they're the ones that aren't, they're doing themselves a disservice by not, really doing the research and also just really believing in what it can be. So, when it started, it was about a year ago. I didn't realize that Mastermind was actually going to come to my home state. So I thought, well, I have to show up in New Orleans. Like that would be absolutely ridiculous to not to roll in there. But
Mhm.
going there, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to really get a good taste of what it is, what people are, how they, drink the Kool-Aid, talk and listen to people, think how crazy it could be. And maybe I'll be like the wallflower for a change, just, sitting back. But I don't even know. But finding my people, I'm like hugging my heart because it was not only like a work experience, but it was a growing experience to be surrounded by like-minded people, to listen to the speakers, to just be like, it was a bit in awe. And not having imposter syndrome, just seeing that like you can do it. You can do it. You just have to put your mind in that right space of like, of course you can. Like they did, you will. And now you're here with a body of people that want you to succeed. So it's not a matter of just listening to them and like scramming. I mean, you and we talked later in the night, talking with Dave, repeatedly, and truly could honestly call him up and be like, so how's it going today? You become, there's like a friendship, which also helps you kind of just be at home with your people to grow and to learn and to keep growing and learning. So the experience, I can't tell you, I can't explain what it did to me. Not only validated that it's real, not only giving me more tools than I ever imagined, not just with my business, but like life, finances. It just went on and on. And now I'm like hooked. It's like my drug is Legendary, you know. Take
I,
me
I
take away coffee. I don't need that. Well, jokes, I do.
mean, it's something about Mastermind of not, you don't go there and feel like intimidated, this small fish. You finally feel, my God, I found my people. I found people that just get it. I
It's
found people I would want to hang out with,
yeah, which I do.
around a fire pit, at a bar, at
Yes,
wherever, um,
yes,
that just have the same outlook on
yes,
life, that there's lots of things possible.
yeah,
It's so
it's so crazy.
different than being in
It
a room with people that just are, all they want to do is complain about their job, their spouse, their loved ones, their
yes,
whatever, their social media feed, their football team,
yeah,
and then you get into
negative.
Mastermind and you're like, crap, there are other people that
Oh, yeah.
just want to want everybody to win.
Exactly. Isn't that the funny thing? And I think that's what people don't get, or maybe have seen it and thought, well, you know what's so funny about this thing is I don't know whether I look there, look here, look up. It's also
I
mirrored.
know,
So
I'm
that's
all over the place.
yeah.
My
Where do you, so
here,
people think,
yeah.
yeah, you go everywhere. Hi. So what happens is I can't speak to that enough because as social as I am, I'm also like, I heard you talk the other day about how you're like, oh, it's like, this isn't my forte, but yet you shine through when you come on here and people would never know. But also knowing a bit about you, I know that to be a bit of a fact. So it's funny how, but when you're around certain people, you can do just about anything. Like, I'm not even joking. Like the things that, that, old age adage, is it adage? Whatever
Oh,
it
I've
is.
never heard it that.
The old adage.
Let's make it. Yeah, the
I
old
gotta
adage.
Google it.
Yeah.
That when you just surround yourself with like-minded people, when you're not around those negative Nancys and those catty little Kathys that are like, well, everything's bad. My husband's terrible. Well, then change it. Like, just get out there and do something different about it. You're in charge of your life. You're the one that, gets to be responsible for how it turns out. We get one kick at the can, dude. Like, why are you not out there just, whether it's this or whatever it may be, the punch in the card, if you hate it, change it. And it's only you that can do that. So, I mean, maybe there's some people that can't be helped. I do believe there's that in life, but also being in mastermind, if you don't leave there, partly in tears because you're like, I met some amazing girls there, met you, met Dave, met all the crew, Ryan, Eric, who I'm in love with. I keep saying that. Sorry, husband. I mean that nicely. Just the kindness and just that people want you to grow. It's not just, well, here it is. There's no doubt that you have to do your own work. It's not like they're gonna hand feed it to you and you're gonna get spoon fed for the rest of your days. But it's there, and if you don't go looking for the information to help you grow from where you are to where you want to be, well, that's on you, dude. Because you spend so much time. This isn't like a plug. P.S. Like I'm not. I don't even know if I've done a single, you know bad publicity thing about Legendary, but I'm also not like we're not getting paid to do this. This is out of our own thoughts to say it, is that,
Mhm.
you know, y- the blood, sweat, and tears that you guys put into this, not just to put out the program, but to also, make sure that people succeed. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think people know how ridiculous it is. Like, I'm sure you got a lot of things to do at like 8 o'clock your time every day while
We're
Dave is doing the
we're a
thing.
little busy. We're a little busy,
You're a
and we're
little busy.
always cooking up new stuff.
Yes, always
No,
cooking up
I'm
new
I'm
stuff.
gonna put that out there. And what's
Yes.
funny is I it's we always the goal is always how can we help more?
Oh, well, you're doing
How
it.
can we help more? And we hope our community, our students, those that are in it really see that, feel that, and
Yeah,
embrace that. And that's
they
really what
must.
we do. And we love
Yeah,
that.
because, it's funny, I don't know how much I can say or can't say, maybe I'll get canceled or kicked out of here or fined, but the
Never.
reality of it is there was something that can't come out about, the claims and the how people were making money online and how this, was a big deal, and how, oh, well, you can't possibly be doing that, and that was the scam. And a big media company had taken on the, I don't know, the task of trying to prove people wrong, or showing it and showing light of how affiliate marketing can be such a scam. And I thought, that company did such a disservice to the affiliate marketing world that I actually almost thought of writing it, but a little note of like, well, did you do any homework of the people that were actually claiming this? Did
Nope.
you actually go in there? Did anybody? It actually gets me fired up just thinking about it, because I'm like, listen, if you think that this is going to just be handed to you, you're completely wrong. Like, if you think that you're just going to roll in your pajamas, drinking coffee, singing songs and dancing around, which you can do all that, but there is some work that's there. But the best part is you have people around you to help you grow that and to be where you want to be. But it isn't just oh, well, I signed up, that means I get to take, now I'm a millionaire. Well, that's but
How does that
how did
work?
they,
And
right?
everybody, yeah, there are people that have had great success. And the
Yes,
thing
they
is,
are.
there is I hate that word success. I'm actually writing an email about how I
Yes,
hate
right.
that.
Success. I can't wait to get that. I'll wait for that because I'm with you.
I started writing it like 5 a.m. this morning. I woke up and I was fired up.
Yeah,
Anyways, about that word.
I get it.
There was, I will say, as much as we shouldn't, and we can't, and we shouldn't put income claims out into our content.
Right.
I haven't seen ones that were false.
Yeah.
But we also need to make sure everyone has that net impression, that correct overview. And it is silly when you really think about it that I'm going to buy anything
Mhm.
and magic will happen.
Right.
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 So but we have to just make sure we're clear in
Yes.
everything we say. There is no magic. The magic is you deciding I'm worthy of more.
Yeah. The
I'm
magic's in
worthy
you.
of progress. And that's what I'm changing it. It's not success. It's not success leaves clues. It's progress leaves clues.
Absolutely.
How are
Well,
you progressing forward?
mhm. Mhm. That's a good point because I think that's where a lot of us think, well, I've signed it. I've got it. I have the class. I watched day 1. I'm on day 4. I mean, it's still not hitting me. Yeah, but there are millions of people. Could I say millions? I don't know. I can certainly say thousands, and certainly the people that I, talk with that do. Everybody struggles through it because it's all something new. I didn't pop out into this world being like, oh, I'm going to know what legendary marketers teaching me. It's called teaching for a reason. We learn it for a reason. We learn things because it's something that we don't know. So, it takes a little bit of a humble pill. It takes a little bit of you don't know it all. And even once you know it all, there's always something that you can learn. There's always something that you can learn. And that's in everything from people. I like to always pretend I don't really know enough. I can actually pull it off pretty good. Like, oh, tell me more.
Tell me more.
So
Yeah, for
tell me,
sure. So
yes,
let's talk about that because you are very confident. You come off
I don't
very
know.
confident, right?
I must be the
You're
pillars.
exuding it. You're exuding energy, confidence, and I love it. But
Uh,
how has that grown for you further from when you started in the online space, when you started the challenge to where you are now?
Oh, yeah. Well, much like I hear when people are on the show about the falling forward or the it's okay to fail. And Becky, I just wanted to squeeze her yesterday, like give her the cutest hug.
No.
Too much, too much. How I don't know exactly. I can't put her words into it exactly. It's just that I also have this thing about being I perfectionist where it was like, I'm not gonna build that box until it's just right. I'm not gonna well, that was actually a bit true because I had to have that meaning. It had to have all these things. But it's actually all right to just go out and not be it's okay to not be perfect. And that was like something growing up, even maybe a bit of my story where it's like, well, it's got to look really, really good. Well, actually, now it really, really doesn't. And I'm still suffering through that. The confidence has to still get built inside me. And I think the confidence comes when I'm really confident that that's like the best that I could put out there. But that actually puts you in a stalemate too. That actually can paralyze you. And I don't think that that allows you to grow. So my growth path would probably be that, you know, learning that if I do make some mistakes, when I do, oh, it happened even yesterday with UPS. You
Ah, I lost your sound. Oh, that's so weird. I totally lost your sound. I can't hear you, but can everyone else hear you? Hmm. That's so funny. Can you hear me? Oh, everyone lost your sound. Yep. No one can hear you. That's so we see you. I see you mouthing and we lost the sound. Shoot. You know what we might have to do? Old school fix. You might have to go out of the room and come back in. Yeah. I'm glad everyone can hear me. Awesome. All right. So she's going to pop out and come back in. I told you at the start of this episode, she is a ball of energy. You were going to love it. We were going to have a lot of fun. And we're already we're well in. And I think we've already proven that statement that I gave at the beginning. And I know some people were asking about Mastermind. Head over to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, and you will see a link to grab a Mastermind ticket right there on that page. So head over to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, and you will see a button and a little section on Mastermind right there that you can go learn about the event that we're having in Austin, and join us there, because they are pretty phenomenal. And I know everyone says, oh, Joanne's just saying that. I'm not just saying it. They're my favorite events I've ever been to. And as a longtime marketer, I've been a part of other mastermind groups that you paid like an annual fee to be a part of and things like that. And our events blow them out of the water, absolutely blow those out of the water. I haven't been to any type of conference, gathering, mastermind that does it as well and has the energy and the connection that's just built in. I think part of it, honestly, it's Dave that just builds so much, because he's not like whisk on and off stage and hidden through the event. He's literally, he'll come and sit down and have lunch with you. He's walking around the lobby. He'll stop and have a conversation, and our whole team will. And that's what's really, really cool about our mastermind events. And let's see, can we hear you now? Maybe she can't hear me. Can you hear me? But let me put on the link on the screen.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. But there it is. Head over to legendarymarketer.com/enroll to grab your mastermind ticket. We just talked all things mastermind when you were gone. You're back.
I love it. If you could hear my cuss words out the back end, it would be quite funny. So my husband, when he turns on the truck, or the Bose speaker goes
to the car, your sound went
right to the car. So I'm like, I could hear it down there, and I'm like, bleepity bleep bleep. See,
I have so had that happen.
And so he's just jamming away, having a gay old time, and I'm just like, I can't run down there because it'll take me 4 hours to get there and 5 hours to get back. So I was like, listen, babe, you got to turn that off. Anyhow, as we were.
I love it.
Let's talk about perfection. Who cares?
Confidence, this being a journey, what you were learning. And now you made a decision to join our mentorship program.
Yes.
And you are working with Eric.
I am.
What is your experience with the mentorship program, and how has it helped you?
Yes. Well, I love that you say confidence, and that's all sweet and great, but everybody needs a mentor. I think that even Elon Musk talks about it, and the people out there in the world that are very successful, you need somebody to be holding you accountable. And I am that girl right here, right now. I'm actually a bit like a squirrel. I'll be like, well, look at that shiny new thing. I'm going over there. And Eric will be like, no, actually, you're not. You're going to be right here. So I think holding you accountable, even though there might not be a load of, aha moments in there are every day, because Eric and I also have become friends inside of that, but also peers, and also somebody that I look up to. So you can find things inside the mentorship for every, walk of life. Every day of my life, there's something different. I show up every week with something different on my mind. Some days, actually, we might not even talk about it, because I might feel like I have everything sorted, or I might need something to run by him. You can't really walk by someone. You run it by someone. I'm going to just walk this by Eric.
Just kind of cruise by and see what they feel, how they feel about it.
I'll see what he thinks about. I'll thinking what he thinks about.
Drop it in conversation and see.
I'll just slowly, not quickly. I do everything very slowly these days. But the mentorship's been amazing. When I was at Mastermind, that's where it was the aha moment, because even I'm not an absolute guru inside the books of Legendary. I'm actually not, but I love that it's there, that I can go back. I love the step-by-step. I love where I've fallen off or thought that I could fast forward. P.S. Don't fast forward. don't go to skip something. It's actually all there. And I think that people probably don't think that, or maybe you do, and maybe you're a bit like me where you're like, "I already got that part." Well, listen, nobody's got that part except for Ryan. Ryan, in his brain and the technological advancements of what Legendary started as to where they are now, he's constantly growing that. You're constantly doing that. Um, you can't skip forward, but he's made it a point of going step by step to make sure that if you don't put in the time and in the proper way, you're going to get hung up. There's no doubt. I was that girl. I'm like, well, don't think you're all that in a bag of chips, because you're not. You're gonna learn something from everyone at all times. So I actually always like to kind of dial myself back in and be like, you think you've done this, but literally you're just such a little, you're growing all the time. And I'm reminding myself that. And even as I've gotten older, I'm learning, I'm reading more, I'm taking new classes more, I'm adding more things to my plate. And that's actually mostly your fault, Joanne. I'm busier now.
Yay. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I'm happy I'm responsible for that.
For
I
for
wanna
my
be I wanna be responsible for that, for
for my
growth.
heavy shoulders.
Yes,
Yeah,
to
I
take on
mean,
everything.
it's you. It's really you. But well, I'll get paid back sometime. I'm not sure when, but yeah, it's interesting though. I think that the true adage about people thinking you know it, not if you're done learning, or I already know that. I don't even know if someone could truly say that with a straight face. Because really,
Right? That's
you
where
should
I'm
check
like,
their,
"Oh, you're done. You delusional, so now you are gonna struggle."
yeah,
If
like,
that's where
see,
your
there's
mind.
the accent. The "you done." That's I like that one. That's good. That voice. It's so true. Like, you should check their pulse when they're like, "Oh, I've got that," or "That's not," even if it's not for you. Isn't it just exciting to entertain the fact that maybe it is? Do you honestly think that I thought that after I grew an e-commerce company, got it, moved from one country to the next, did this, that I would want to take on more? But it was the want, or the interest, um to be better, to grow, and can it always help? Absolutely. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Like, building an affiliate program for an affiliate program, well, that's a whole bag of ants.
So are you gonna have an affiliate program for Just Box?
I'm working on that. Can I say that?
Sure.
Because I am, because of you. Again,
I love it.
you caused so much work for me. I'm
No,
grateful because
you gotta you build one. It's the silliest thing. I've said it now like 4 times in the last 10 days. It's like Super Mario Brothers. You got
yes,
level 1 and
level one.
you're like on level 10.
Oh, I
Okay, there's
don't
new
know about that.
challenges. There's new challenges. There's new things to go after. There's new things to achieve. But then
Yeah,
there's a next level and it's a whole new level of challenges. And that's
exactly.
life. That's what keeps everything exciting. And
Isn't
that's
it?
what your own business gives you. It gives you those new challenges, new
Yes,
levels
every day.
to go after.
Yeah,
And that's what
because
it is.
yeah, I did. I thought that I was just done. I thought I was happy. This is good. This is taking off. This is going well. But no, there's like, I didn't think the two actually even had any kind of meld. I didn't think that the two of them could melt together and work together. But they're just like two peas in a pod. They're just like,
Really are. Because it's a business that needs marketing and you really need to be online.
there's no way around it. And
Yeah.
one thing that I do know is that I wish that I was 10 people. But what marketing does, and the proper systems, this sounds like a commercial, but this isn't a commercial at all. Um, Knowing what you need, knowing the proper steps actually takes loads off of me. Like, I'm for the most part, there's not many people inside JustBox, just so y'all know. There's not like a band of 50 people behind me that like packs up the boxes. In our busy seasons, we do. We always bring on more people, but now that I've understood the systems, understood how they work with my business and how they can grow my business. I mean, it's actually taken stress off of me, because I was like, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get this out there? How am I going to do that? That's tough.
Yeah. But you can't really hire good people till you know how to do it.
Oh, my
Until
friend,
you know what you're looking for.
this is just it. And
Mhm.
now I know that I also know that I need to hire people better than me, that might know more than me, because that's going to make me better. If they're down here or below here, that's not going to grow my business. That's also why I knew I needed Legendary, because you knew a whole lot more than I did and could offer me more than what I could bring to the table. You have to go out and find the knowledge and do the work, but it pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, you are just such a joy. What I want to leave you with the last word, as always. What's your advice for
I had
someone
all the
brand
words.
new? I love it. I love your share. We could do a whole podcast, you and I. We could do a whole series. We would have a blast. And we're
Let's,
gonna have it all potty mouth.
it'll be the best. That's what we'll call it. That's awesome. Let's do that. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Yes, back to
Back to that. What is your advice for someone brand new, brand spanking new to the online space? They're in the challenge. They're like, what the heck is this? They're still in that frame of mind of, is this real? Can I do this? Is it possible? And all of the things, all of the things. What's
all
your
the
advice
things.
for that person?
Wow. Well, I think the thing is, there's so many things. You just truly have to believe that the information is there, that
Mhm.
that you won't be left high and dry, that you're not going to be scammed, that you're not going to be ripped off. So that was my first beginning part. I think that, that there's help there, that I think you're not going to be alone. Like the community of Legendary Marketer, like it's also harder to meet people the older you get. But now that I'm in part of this, group of successfully minded people, that just that alone is comfort. That's just like a big fat warm hug every day. Like I know for a fact I could call you up and be like, Jojo, I've got some problems here. Like what could happen? And that wasn't how it started. I didn't know you from a hole in the ground a year ago.
Right?
And truly, I don't know you that well, but the support is there. The people are there. You just have to put in the work. You have to do the heavy lifting. You
Yeah.
do. But picture it like a bodybuilder. You're doing the heavy lifting, but like Legendary and the people of Legendary are there to help you get to where you need to go to help you lift that. So soon you'll be able to just lift that fully on your own. And I hope I'm never able to lift that fully on my own, because I'll be done learning. And I don't think I'm done learning. I know
Yeah.
I'm not. So just do it. Just start it. If you don't have the tragic story, if you don't have that, like, woe is me, or if you don't have it, you just still have a story. You still have something that you can offer, whether it's in a business, whether it's in a podcast, in a talk, in something you put out there. It don't judge me on my page 10 to your page 1. I think that a lot of people get stuck up on that. And that's what I did, and that probably kind of stunted me for a while. But so don't do me. Don't be me. Do
Right.
bits of me.
Right. What a great share. There's so much in there. And I love what you said about the mentorship, because it really is this pretty cool virtual community. I mean,
Amazing.
we're inside Slack, so we're not in a Facebook group, because we felt like Slack would be more intimate.
Yes, it
Because
is.
that's where I live. That's where Julie lives. Our mentors live. That's where Dave is every day, all
Yeah,
day. That's like we live inside Slack. That's where our company breathes,
yeah,
essentially, where we do all of our communication.
right.
And to put our mentorship members in there, it's just like bringing you under the fold. I get DMs, the
Yes,
number of posts in that Slack channel alone each day,
yes.
sharing wins, sharing
Wins.
challenges, because it
Yeah.
feels really safe for people to be like, all right, I need some help.
It is, that's a whole nother topic too, but the
Yeah.
safety.
Yeah.
People think that because there's trolls. I think that was so funny what Becky had said, she got a troll yesterday, and I thought
Right.
it was hilarious. You're well when you've got a troll, but that's the thing. Don't be scared, don't be afraid. Like how do you even tell somebody to jump into it's not even a fire, just jump into a warm hug, like just jump there, because you're going to be caught. That's like your safe, that is a safe space. It's like a safe fall. What do they call those where people just fall over? It's the trust fall.
Trust falls. Trust
Yes.
falls.
Do it in there. Believe me, I'm actually guilty of it too. I would be back in the weeds, and then I'd be like, I didn't want to share too much, I didn't want to ask, just because you think people get that apprehension, but you should never have it. It's safe. Safe place.
Yeah,
safe
Totally.
spot, and highly recommend it. Like, here I am. I could do it all day long. I hope there's more of it, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I got something. I got something. I can't just leave you all. Like we want you to we want you to go. Not go, but we want you to
Free up, go fly.
embrace, right? And keep growing. We never want to keep any of our members down. Our goal
Yes.
is with education is to get you out there, right?
Mhm.
And go and not keep you stuck, stand still.
True, because, you can only write so much notes. You've just gotta go out and do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of you got to take action, and it starts with the challenge. It starts with
It
just
does.
deciding I can't really assess if this is even for me until I try it.
It's so true, and there's so many things to say about that too. Like, I know we're running out of time because we could chat forever, but,
Mhm.
um, there's no excuse, to be fair. Like, the 5-day challenge is $5. Is it 5 or 7? I mean,
It's
at the end of the
5.
day,
It's 5 freaking bucks.
exactly.
And
Those
it
people
is so loaded. It's
ridiculous.
like the 15-day challenge was good. It was really good, and this
Yes,
one is
but
like a whole other level. This is a
for
whole
5
other
days.
level.
A whole other level, and you've got $5. Like, if you don't have $5, call me up, I'll give you the $5.
No one call her. She's not handing out $5.
That's right, because my $5, I don't even have cash, so you're probably screwed. I don't know what it will do. I don't know.
She's not handing out gift cards. No, we don't do
Joe,
that.
I
We're not handing
might.
out.
I
It needs to be a decision. I believe everyone needs to have a little skin in the game
yes, you
as they
good point.
investigate and they
Yes, yes.
explore options for what's possible in their life.
So true, so true. Even though it's $5 and it seems so little, but you're right, the skin in the game, because let me tell you, that's actually what probably kept me going, is that you're invested. Like, it might take me longer than most people, might take me shorter, but the thing is I'm in it, and so that's a really good point that you did say. I think a lot of people are like, just the mindset, just the word can't and no, just don't enter. When they come in, just allow it to come in and scoot it straight out. Just
Mhm.
you just will. If not now, later on, it will come. And there's no excuses. It's in there. There's help.
And you have to actually practice, start
Hmm.
putting awareness that you're saying it.
Isn't that
Because
the
we
truth?
actually have trained ourselves to think that way, to use the word can't all the time, to
Yeah,
use the word no. We've trained our brain to
absolutely.
use that word, that language. So we actually have to be very aware
Hmm.
and conscious and start going, oh, wait a minute. I just was really negative for the last 5 minutes. What do I need to do to fix this? How
Yeah, and
can I?
I isn't that true? And it's so funny how simple thought, how that can just escalate into, like, you're just spiraling down some, like, dirty black hole that's like it's gonna take a little longer to get up. Even if you don't believe it, if you start thinking it, it starts becoming your mindset. And I know we speak about that all thousands of times, but it
Right.
really does. And
Yeah.
that is key. You have to be in the right space. You have to be in the right place. But it takes just one word, like, oh, but I'm learning. I love that because that helps me being like, it's not so much expectation on somebody. You're like, well, if you do it, that means, like, there's so much pressure on you. No, just take a little bit. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You're not going to get this all in 5 days. You're not going to get it. It's a year of doing this. So those who might hear it be like, oh, well, here we are. You see the people, and I saw the people.
Mhm.
Didn't just pop out learning all this stuff.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, it takes time. It takes giving yourself some grace, and
Yes,
it takes deciding you're worthy of the work.
that's it. And the change of life. Like, I wasn't just gonna sit around and live in a new country by myself in an attic and be like, "Oh, well, what will he do? I wonder what those people are doing." There's also, you have to have the want. I think there's gotta be a bit of a want, but most everyone have a want. That
Mhm.
didn't make a full sentence, but I think a lot of people have the want. It's just they're scared because they don't have the path. But the path is right in front of you. You just have to follow it.
Yeah, and it takes steps and it takes some time, but the work is worth it. It's the
It is
same.
worth it. And
The
it's
work is worth
fun.
it.
And it's so fun, like, it's, I can't say that enough. I mean, because it's all what you make of it. Like,
Mhm.
you can still
Yeah.
learn and have fun. You can still fail and have fun. You laugh at yourself and don't take yourself too seriously. I think that, if someone's gonna come screaming at me because a Just Box didn't get delivered, I'd be like, how do you wake up every day? Like, you miserable old cuss,
Right. Oh, girl, I have seen some things in the last year. I want to
Oh,
say
right?
the same damn thing.
And you're like, and I just shake my head, because you can't fix that. You can't
No,
you just gotta
I
walk.
can't fix stupid.
You can't fix stupid, you just gotta walk away. I'm like, down here, it's like, "Oh, bless your heart." I'm really like,
Oh, bless your
"Bless
heart.
your heart,
Or
you're
that
such a."
troll, bless and block.
Yeah, or I wanna throat punch half of them, but I don't get to do that, but
Yeah.
just kidding. Yeah, but yeah, it takes all kinds for sure, but I mean, I just love it. I love you, Joe. I love Dave. I love the family. I love where I'm going, what I'm doing, the fun. I mean, in case you haven't noticed, I mean,
We have a
it's
little
not
fun.
we have a little fun, not just a little fun,
A
but it's
little fun.
good fun. It's good wholesome fun. Like, so many things to talk about. What's the name of our podcast, Joe? Like, let's get going.
Right? Well, we'll need to decide. Are you coming to Austin?
For sure I am. I'm
Because
a
we have our
cowgirl at heart.
mentorship meetup too. I'm fired up for that bad
Listen,
boy.
if y'all look, I was in Dallas this weekend. I actually wore my cowboy hat, and it actually put a dent on my head. That's how much I love it.
Mm.
I love cowboy.
All
What are we
right.
gonna
Well,
wear? We're gonna matching
I don't know.
outfit?
The party Saturday night's gonna be country. So get the hat. Bring the hat.
Bring
Like
the hat. I just can't
I
wait.
gotta get a whole outfit.
I love it, and I hope that people from Texas or somewhere close are watching this, because I hope that, yeah, you do, and if not, we'll get you one. They're everywhere. You can't swing a cat without hitting a cowboy hat place. You'll
Right?
find one for you, but
Right? We'll get one.
those are so fun. That's what I
We'll
look
have fun.
forward to those.
All
Mhm.
right. Well, definitely. I'm excited. This was amazing. You have to come back as always.
Well,
And
thank
it
you.
was
I
an
would love that.
absolute pleasure to sit down and talk with you. Go back and check out the comments. There's lots of love for you too, as
Oh my,
well.
or they
Um,
think I should be checked in somewhere. I'm not sure what they
Not
might.
at all. Never,
I don't
never.
worry about that because I'm in a safe place. I honestly
That's right.
don't, it doesn't scare me, that's for sure.
Tamika would like you to come on every week.
Well, we can do something for 5 minutes. I absolutely, but we'll have to time it and then just shut off, because 'cause we'll be done.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I love it.
Love
I
that.
love it. All
Well, I
right,
hope it was
awesome. It
great
was
for
a
everyone else
pleasure.
like me. Thank you,
Yes.
Joe.
Thank you for coming on, and we will talk soon, and we will have you back, of course.
I will love it. You take care and stay safe, and thank you again. Thank you, Jojo.
All right. My pleasure. Take care. Oh, I just we that was just fun. Just love her. I absolutely love her. Please go give her a follow on TikTok and Instagram at Just Box Shop. Check out her gifting niche, her gifting business, which I think is amazing, and how she's using the skills she learned to continue to market that business. You can also, because she's got things going everywhere. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram at Justina Affiliate. Do we have that? Affiliate Ventures. There we go. Justina Affiliate Ventures, all connected. So you can find her in a few different spots online on TikTok and Instagram. Go give her a follow, give her some love. Let her know you saw her interview here on Wake Up Legendary. Um, Absolute pleasure to have her on as always. I want her back. We will have fun, and Austin is going to be amazing. We're gonna have a drink. All right. We're gonna hang out. Yep. We're gonna talk shop. And if you would like to join us, head over to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And there is a place where you can hop in the challenge on that page. There's a place where you can grab a mastermind ticket on that page. And I saw this come up as well a few times. If you want to grab a free accountability call with one of our mentors, Justina is in our mentorship program. She talked about it today. Email Dave at legendarymarketer.com with the subject accountability. You don't even have to add in a whole bunch of stuff in the actual email. Just put accountability or free call, and we will connect you with one of our mentors for that free call. Woo! Woo! I'm fired up. Happy Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow. And as always, stay legendary. Peace.